Now that you've had a chance to work on this worksheet, let's go over it and make sure you're doing it correctly, because you are going to have a test over this, a worksheet that's very similar to this tomorrow. So Jenny's in charge of getting the team jerseys for baseball season, and she's got these two choices that she's narrowed it down to. Print It, which is a funny company because they have basketballs on their baseball t-shirts, and Top Print. So Print It sells the jerseys for $21 each. Just that's it. No other fees. It's $21 for each jersey that you buy. Top Print, the jerseys are only $18 each, but there's also a one-time setup fee of $45. And so I want to stress that this says one time. That means there should not be a variable attached to the $45. You pay that fee only one time, not multiple times. So on number 1, they want us to write equations that represent the cost, C, of the jerseys, J, for each company. And I need to point out that since they specifically said cost should be C and jerseys should be J, those are the letters that you need to use. If you use other letters, you're actually incorrect, because they specifically defined C and J. So for Print It, the cost is $21 for each jersey. So 21 times J, where J represents the number of jerseys you buy. At Top Print, the cost is $18 for each jersey, but don't forget you have to add the one-time setup fee of $45. So here are my two equations that show the cost of jerseys for each of the two companies that Jenny's narrowed it down to. Now on number 2, they let us know that you're going to have anywhere from 10 to 20 players on a team. And so we're going to complete this table to tell the cost of ordering 10 jerseys from each company, 11 from each company, and 12 from each company, and so on. So the easiest way to do that is just use your calculator and type the equations into the calculator and go to the table of values and just copy it down. So let's do this one first, the 21J. Y equals 21, we'll have to use X because we don't have J, but I can go to my table and I can start at 10 and see that if I buy 10 jerseys, it's $210. 11 would cost $231, 12 would cost $252, and so on. So I'm just copying these values down. So I'm trying to make that where you can see it, but it's not easy. 10 would cost $210, 11 is $231, 12 is $252, and then at 13 we have $273, 14 is $294, 15 $315, and you guys I hope can see I'm just reading these directly off the table. At 16 the cost would be $336, and now I'm arrowing down so I can get down to 20. So 17 is $357, 18, $378, 19, and 20. So there's my cost from ordering them from Print It. Now I need to see the cost from ordering from Top Print. So this time I'm going to type in the Top Print equation, which is 18x plus 45, and again go to my table. So since I'm already down here at 20, I'm just going to start here at the end. 20 would cost $405, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Notice anything right here? Okay, 14 is $297. And I'm arrowing up to get to 10. So at 10 we're $225, at 11 $243, 12 $261, and 13 $279. Okay, so again, all I did was copied these values from the tables to get these answers. And I did point out to you already what's going on right here. So I hope when you look at this, you realize that if you ordered 15 t-shirts, or jerseys, whether you ordered them from printed or top print, the cost is the same for 15. So that's kind of your breaking point, and we're going to come back to this later on the back side of this paper, but look what happens before that breaking point. Here, printed is cheaper, printed's cheaper. Every time leading up to 15, printed is cheaper. So if I ordered anywhere from 10 through 14 jerseys, it would be smarter to use printed because it would be cheaper. At 15, it wouldn't matter because they're the same, but then you can see what happens is it takes a switch. After 15, if I buy more than 15 jerseys, top print is the cheaper choice to go with. So on number 3, what factors should we consider before deciding which company to use? I guess really the main factor is the number of jerseys that we'll need, the number of jerseys needed. And I mean, I guess there's other things that you could mention, like are they both good, well-respected companies, but I would hope that they would be since she's narrowed it down to these 2 choices anyway. All right, turning your paper over. So here we're going to graph it. The 2 equations graphed on this grid. We're going to make sure we use an appropriate scale. We're going to label it and include a title. So let's go ahead and label it before we do anything. So